In today's video, we're going to talk about how including video on your website can be awful, and we're going to look at some ways around it in your Joomla sites and other websites. This would work for some of the things. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work live stream number 90 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in today. If you're watching live, please say hi in chat. Lets me know that everything's working well. It keeps things friendly there. Today's video is brought to you by mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru and get a free site audit on your Joomla site or your WordPress site if you have some of those or one of those. And while you're there, check out all the things you can do to manage your site or multiple sites, learn about managing them, get helpful tips and things such as that. And if you decide to subscribe, use the coupon code BASICJoomla and you'll get your first month free. All right. Now, let's talk a little bit about video very quickly before we move over. One of the pains and problems of embedding video in your articles or on your website is how browsers will display them. Sometimes it's not responsive. Sometimes when you share things on social media, you don't get the thumbnail picked up. Hello, Bjorn. Sometimes you don't get your thumbnail picked up when you're sharing on Facebook, and it just is not easy when you just grab the embed code from YouTube and put it on your site. There's some things that can come up. Sometimes you want to grab the thumbnail, sometimes you don't. Anyways, it's a hassle. So we're going to take a look at some things today. Some of my favorite extensions that I use for managing YouTube videos in my articles. So now let's head on over and look at that. That was the wrong screen. Let's try this one here. There we go. Let's switch back to here first of all. Okay, so there's the mysites.guru site. You'll know what it looks like when you head over. And there you go. Now, also, I'm running late again today, so a plate of cheese will get me through. All right, let's go to this control panel for Joomla site. This is the nosecrets.basicjoomla site. Remember, just a few days ago on Maintenance Monday, after the topic, which was getting how to get YouTube thumbnails off of a video you want to share, we updated that site to 3.10 and then to 4 beta 3 or whatever the version is. So I've reset it, and so what we basically have here is a very, very plain Joomla site, and we're going to start doing some things with respect to a video that we're talking about, and I have some notes here too. I actually practice this, so hopefully it goes well. Now, of course, let's just go to my channel here. Of course, the easiest way to share a video in your content is just to include a link to it. So let's just click on this video from Monday. And I'm just going to go pause. Grab the link up in the browser. And in the back end, you would be writing your article. And testing 1, we'll call this. And you would just simply go blah, blah, blah. And I'm not even going to correct the spelling on that. And you'd go Control V, and there is your link. Now, I hit the space bar, and it turns into a link. Right now, I'm showing you what happens in the default browser that comes with Joomla. Bjorn says, I'll be at 100 Watch Me Work videos before Christmas. Yes, that's exciting. All right. All right. Yeah, I can't. This is driving me crazy. All right. So you could just say, hey, watch this video. In fact, that would be better for a test. Watch this video. And look at that, we got status trash. That's because I just cleared out this site here from my tests. You would save this. And I'm going to make this featured because this is a new site. You would go to your home page. You would go refresh. And there it is. Watch this video and the people could click on the link. But first of all, that doesn't look really attractive. I suppose you could share that as a link, included in an article if you just want to avoid the hassle, but it's not very pleasing to the eye. This would be very fast, because by embedding YouTube videos onto your page, in some cases, we'll see how to get around that. You have to wait for code to come from YouTube and different things that aren't on your server to come from to be loaded. So this would be very fast, but it is very boring. All right. Now another thing that you can do besides that, it would be to put the thumbnail, an image of the thumbnail, just a static image in here, and we saw that on Monday. I'm gonna just try to find where that is. Here it is. Here's the link here. And to do that very quickly, you would go to this URL. I'll put all these links in the video description later on. You would post the URL of your video here. You would get images, and then it shows you different sizes of thumbnails. Now, if you really want your thumbnail or your video thumbnail to show up on social media, make sure you pick a thumbnail that is at least 200 high. All right, because social media, Facebook's URL debugger, which we'll see in a little bit, ignores images that are under 200 pixels in one or both of its dimensions. So 320 by 180 would not cut it. So I'm just going to go 480 by 360. And we saw last week you can download this, or you could actually just link to the image. Now what I recommend doing is right-clicking, save as, and save it to your computer, upload it to your article. Or, as we also saw, and I don't know if you can do it in the default editor for Joomla, you can also go to insert an image. Oh, which one of these is okay? Image, and you could choose to upload this image. And down here, what you do is you paste the URL of the image that we just saved of that YouTube tool to get the thumbnails. Click open. Start the upload, and it gets uploaded to your computer. All right, so however you put it in there, I would not directly link to it, because then you'll end up with a broken URL if something changes there, or who knows. Good to have things right on your site. All right, so we'll select that, we'll go insert, and there's our thumbnail. Now, so watch this video. In fact, maybe we want to have it up there. We'll move the text up to the top. Now, as you can see, this is still kind of ugly. I picked a video that, sorry, let's click back. I have to paste in there again, Control V. Okay. I picked this image that had black in it. I could have done this image, which does not have the black section, and then resized it on upload, if your editor can do that, which we will see later on. I don't think you can do that here in the Joomla 3 basic editor, the tiny MCE. Of course, you can always download this and then resize it and manipulate it, but it's taking a lot of work to do that, right? Anyways, what you end up with is, all right, this page here. Let's go to the home page, refresh, and we can click on testing one, and this is what the page looks like. All right, so it's a little bit better. It's got some black space on there, but it was sort of a quick way just to get the thumbnail up there. I would also say, if you're using this method, click on your thumbnail and go and make a hyperlink and include the URL of the video that it's the thumbnail for. And we'd open up a new window, because that's taking you away from the site. And then when we save this, we'll go back here and refresh. You now can click on this, and it will take you to the video, and the people can watch it. All right, so that's for people that might think, oh yeah, I want to see this video. I'll click on this image here, thinking that maybe it's the play button. Of course, you end up on another page, and they have to click play. But still, this is kind of working, and it works for doing it the default way. Now, let me show you. Let me just check my notes here. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, so let me show you a quicker way to accomplish this. Oh, one other thing I wanted to tell you about. That's what I remember. Let's see how this looks on social media. Now, without the video embedded and without a thumbnail, the first time this gets shared, or until it's scraped by Facebook, you're probably not going to get the proper image. Let me show you this. Let's go to URL. I don't know the exact address, but it always comes up at the top. URL debugger. And now watch. I've selected the URL of that site there, of that page. And now I go debug, and it's going to tell me, hey, look, this URL hasn't been shared on Facebook. Fetch new information. If you ever notice, and I'll probably talk about this on, I maybe have mentioned on the channel before, the first time you create a page, if you share it on on social media, a lot of times the image is just not there because Facebook doesn't know that the page exists. What you want to do is just click Fetch New Information, and it's going to look at it. And check this out. Even though I've not set up this new site with proper tags for OG Open Graph images, it still guessed correctly, and it went with that big image. And this is sort of what it would look like if shared on Facebook. And now moving forward, this is the thumbnail that would be shown. If you ever do change the thumbnail, of course, you can just help the scrape again. If you do not have the thumbnail, if you do not have an image on this page or this thumbnail, if you just have the link, you're not going to get that picture. And that's why it would be super boring to put out content that just has a link and only has text, because if it gets shared, things that are shared on social media that have a picture with them are more likely to be clicked. All right, so that's using TinyMCE in Joomla. Now let's check out the first step to making it easier to use and include videos inside your content. I'm just going to close this, and that is to use a different browser. And to use that different browser, I'm like JCE Editor for Joomla. And you can get that from Joomla Content Editor. Now, that's a paid extension, but it is, well, there's a free version, but the paid version, which is an excellent price, is well worth it for using in your Joomla 3 site. All right, so here we go. I've already installed that on the site, but I have to go to System, Global Configuration, and I'm going to go to Default Editor, and I'm going to set the default editor to JCE. Now, I have my user profile on here set to use the default editor, so that is that's good. Let's see, always on this to get this out of the way. Now, let's go and make a new article. Content articles, add new article. We're going to call this testing 2. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say, watch this video. All I'm going to do though is this. I'm going to hit Windows V to bring up the URL. I'm going to go down, here's the YouTube URL down here. I click on it, and look at that. Already, just by clicking the URL, I have the thumbnail and the video embedded in there. So let's save this. I'm going to say that this is featured, so it just shows up on the front page of our test site. Let's go to home on the range, and there's testing 2. Now, that was a lot easier, wasn't it? Than don't forget, you can always go to a YouTube video, go to share, grab the embed code, copy this, and then paste it. It's just, look how much easier it is just to paste the URL of the video, and you get this thumbnail. Well, you actually get the video totally together here. If I click on this, it will start to play. But I don't want to make it look like, I don't want to wreck the stats on this video. So Ivor says he tested with JD Builder video element. That was super easy. You haven't tested on Facebook though. Okay, cool. All right, so we have this video here. Now, let's see what Facebook thinks about this page. We'll go to URL debugger. And we will go to Control V to paste, let's see, to paste the URL that we just did. We'll go debug. It says, no, it doesn't exist yet. We'll fetch new information. And look, it says, oh, look, there's no image. Should be, it can't even guess what the image would be if you shared this on social media. That is because this is just basically the video embed code. Now, I should just show you one thing here. Let's close out of here. JCE editor out of the box blocks iframes, which is basically this method of displaying the videos. So to fix that, you want to go to Components, JCE Editor Pro, Profiles, and then you turn on iframes basically on the different profiles you're using. We only have default here. And so when we go to there, we're going to go to Plugin Parameters, and then we're going to go down to Media Support. Let me just, I wrote this down here. Media, let's see. Yes, and what you'll see is when you first install JCE Editor, allow iframes says no, and so it'll take out a bunch of code, some of the code, some of it will be left there, and it can be very confusing. So make sure you go and allow iframes. Also, there are text filters in Joomla under configuration, Joomla, our system global configuration, text filters. Depending on your, what your profile is set up for, you might have some kind of blocks like no HTML, and some things that would strip out iframes that you try to put in articles that you save. So that's another thing to check. Should have mentioned that a little bit earlier, but anyways, back to let's close that. Oh no, let's not close that. Sorry. Back to our article. Now we see a super faster way to just put in the link, and you've got your embed code all set up. Again, now you would want to have an image somewhere. So oftentimes what I'll do at the bottom of some articles is I'll just include that image. And watch this. I will now select, we already uploaded the thumbnail. So let's go to Insert Edit Image. There's the thumbnail there, got name 01.jpg. I would, now the size is 480 by 360, so Facebook will see that, but you don't have to have it that big on your page. So you could actually make it 200 by 150 and go Insert and just include this at the bottom of your page. And what we'll see here is when we save that and go back to the URL debugger, we will go to scrape again, and this time it does have an image. Even though we have made it super tiny, it still picked it up because it knows what size it is on the server. So there we go. There's another way to kind of get things set up for your video. It's kind of goofy putting this at the bottom, but you can also add it in if you're using Hoda Meta for putting your meta information in. You can put that in the image field. You could also, depending on how images are, you can assign an intro image or a full article image just through the core Joomla features. So, how you get your pages set up for social media, there's different ways to do that, and that's outside the scope of what we're talking about today. But here's something that we want to consider. Let's go to this page here and preview it again. We ask ourselves, how responsive is this? Let's just change the width here. And as we make this smaller and smaller and smaller, yeah, it starts to shrink. That's responsive, but you'll notice that it doesn't fill the whole page across. We end up with some white space. Now we could fix that by centering it, but maybe you want it to be right across. Well, stick around because there's something that we can do. Stick around if there's something that you can, stick around so that you'll see there's a way that does that. Sorry, just was watching Bredsy, Bjorn here said you can include image if you use media in JCE editor. All right, let's check that out. We'll click this and we're going to use media. There's the media button there. Insert edit media. And let's see, media options. Autoplay, modest branding. That'd be amazing if autoplay works still. Loop, enabled privacy mode. Let's go advanced. Style, classes, title, ID, border. This is where you can put the start time to play a playlist. Value comment. Okay, so that's not it. File. I don't see it. It would be a good idea to assign a thumbnail, even just to declare it in the background. It could just be hidden, which gives me yeah, so I don't see that there, but unless there's something I'm missing. All right, so let's save and close out of this. So we've seen how to just post a URL. You can get the thumbnail, put the thumbnail in, link it. Now with JCE editor, you can just pop in the URL, and then it makes the surround there. Let me show you this next cool tool that I really like, and this is XT YouTube Optimizer. And I'm going to paste the link there in chat. And now the really cool thing about this is, as you see, it improves your page load time. Because remember, when you're loading this page here, and it's embedded, it's pulling some code from YouTube. It has to display this thumbnail, and it's tracking some things. You know the deal. And that takes time. That can add to your page load. What if there was a way to put code in so that it only grabbed the thumbnail, didn't grab any of the other stuff that Google has, but then if you clicked on it, then you could play the YouTube video? Well, there is a way. XT YouTube Optimizer. So I've already installed that, but let's go to extensions, plugins. I'm already sorting by column ID, and I'm going to enable System XT YouTube Optimizer. Let's just check out some of the settings in here. Show the play button, a little triangle, or not. Thumbnail provider, YouTube's or local dynamic thumbnails. I've never played around with that. It looks like you can set a default image, or you can select something local. But we're going to use YouTube's image. And select the play button. You've got some choices here, lots of things. Background color. Keep the original size. By default, the video size is adjusted to the available size, 100%. If this setting is enabled, the video width will be forced to the original width. So let's just keep the original size for now. Okay. So let's go here. We're going to go save and assignment. So exclude keywords, just some other things. Make this not work on certain URLs. Maybe you always want the video to just load right away. Exclude those. Check those out. Let's see their settings. So XT YouTube Optimizer, another paid extension, but we like to keep the Joomla developers well fed so that they can keep making awesome stuff. All right, so now let's go to content, articles. We'll open that in a new tab. Let's go back to our, let's do a new article. We'll go here, testing 3. We're gonna make it featured. This video. Now, we'll go to the pasting here, grab the URL. We'll pop that in there. Now, this is JCE Editor that is setting up this embed code here. All right. We'll save this. And we will go and preview it. Testing 3. Now look, looks very different from these other ones down here. Well, here's the play button. Okay. Oh, that's because I turned on the plugin. This is a different play button because as you'll notice, if I click on this, which we've talked about before, then it loads the video and does its thing. Some different scenarios, different ways to use the thumbnails. But beforehand, if we click back, what we're seeing here is really just the thumbnail. So the XT YouTube Optimizer grabs the thumbnail for that particular video and displays it with a play button over it, and it cuts down, it just speeds up in the page load time because you're not pulling all the stuff in. After you click, then it brings in the YouTube video. And sometimes, and I'm not sure if something has changed so that it will start playing right away, sometimes you have to click a second time in the video, which is why some people don't want to use it. They want people to click the video and for it to run on the first time. But maybe Xly has changed that. I'm not sure. Now, let's do the same old drill here. Control copy. Let's go to Facebook URL and debugger, sharing debugger, and fetch new information. Now, once again, this did not pick up the image for that particular video. Even though it's there in the code, it's not seeing it. So you would still have to do something for it to be picked up. Again, putting your thumbnail in or managing your image in some way. However, it's really nice because this is a really nice extension because this will load faster, and who doesn't like a faster loading web page? Well, people that maybe don't want to just click. Now, let's also check this out here. F12. Let's change our width here. Is this responsive? Yes, it is responsive, but only to the degree that it goes up to the size of that embed code, and then it's not. All right, wouldn't it be nice if that automatically expanded? Let's just check out one setting here in the plugin, which was advanced. Let's see, what's a load? So plugin, keep original size. By default, the video size is adjusted to 100%. Yes, if this setting is enabled, the video width will be forced to the original width. And if we say no, let's just see what happens here. And we'll refresh. Oh, now if we say no, it goes full size across the width of the page. All right. So there is a way to have that automatically adjusting. Now let me show you another plugin that will handle these things all differently. And that plugin, let's just close this here. Turn off XT YouTube Optimizer, and I'll show you Content OCH FitVids. We'll publicize that, and that you can get from Ruud Van Lent. Sorry, over at OCH, and that's a paid extension as well. But we like to keep Ruud fed well. All right, so what happens here? Let's check out our settings here. Adding videos to your website and blogs is an excellent way to attract visitors. Share your message. Your content, but also your embedded video must be responsive. Works with YouTube, Vimeo, TED, Kickstarter, Prezi, and in here, that's where you put your download ID if you've bought it. Selector, enter the div class name you used to wrap the iframe in containing the embedded video code. And so he has his own setup here. And something you want to check into. But what I want to show you is, okay, we don't have the download the ID in there yet. I haven't put it in. Is this? Let's just go to. We can even stick just with this page because it's a plugin that's just handling code here. So what you do is you embed your YouTube. You paste your link in JCE editor. You get this frame, and then you go to this here, and we will refresh the page. And now see the play button change, and now we're raring, all set to go right with loading Joomla. With loading the video in YouTube, and you'll see it's responsive as well. It is going to change sizes very nicely. Now notice here that there's no black space. That is just embedding in that. Did we get that before? I forget. Anyways, so that's another cool tool, and it's just ready there, and avoids the extra step of that happens sometimes with Xly's plugin, although it didn't happen today. Last night when I was testing this, it did happen sometimes, and that's why I have a client that likes to use this because they want people to just click once. They don't want it to be someone to click and then, oh, I have to click again. They just want it to flow really well. Now, if I'm wrong about the plugin from Xly and that now does it, then that's great. But in practicing this, it didn't start right away. It showed the image, and that makes sense because then the first click would load all the code from YouTube. Anyway, so this is a really cool solution as well. Excuse me. And is a really nice way of handling putting videos inside your Joomla site. And so that brings me to the end. Now, of course, here, let's check this here. Let's go back and re-scrape. Scrape again. Yes, scraping again that URL, it does not find the image. So you still need to do something with a thumbnail there. I bet you if you auto-generated one of these, let's do something. Let's do a little test here for Rude. What if at the end of this we include the thumbnail, but just do this. Let's do this. We're going to go there. We're going to insert the thumbnail. This, but let's make the size 1 by 1 and insert it. Look at that. It is just like a teeny weeny little dot there. If this were to be added afterwards, or in fact you could even do it yourself, then you could, we'll go back here, we will scrape again, and look, it does pick it up. Hey, what if we put, now I've got to find it again. Let's use the code here. What if we made this 0 by 0? Save. Now let's scrape again. Oh, look at that. It shows up again. Hey! Eureka! If you want to add the thumbnail image and you don't have it anywhere in your article and you don't want it to be cluttered and you want it to just be picked up and that's the way that you're going to do it, just insert it in your article and make it 0 by 0. No one will see it, but it will still load. Very cool. So I'm going to talk to Rude about that, and also I'll talk to Xly about that to let them know. Yes, and Breadsy, you could hide it with CSS. Just use a CSS class. Yeah, that's another thing that you could do. you would create a CSS class which was hidden, and then you would apply it to that image. And so in JCE Editor, you would get it set up so it showed in the drop down for a style, and you just select the image and click that style and hide it. So that would be another thing. I was playing around with creating styles and doing things like this in JCE Editor the other day because someone wanted me, I had a client that wanted me to add some Google fonts to JCE Editor. So that might be something to, yeah, just make me a little note here for that. Okay, yeah. Hidden class. Browser. Okay, yeah, cool. Good idea. So you could do that and it would just it would not show up. I wonder if the URL debugger would ignore it because it was hidden. There's a good chance that it wouldn't. But there's a pretty cool solution there, just to make it 0 and 0 in the background. Yeah, that would be really great feature. Something you could toggle in either of those plugins as well. To you could say, do you want the thumbnail included right after or not? Because that does affect page load time. But that would be cool. All right. Well, I'm going to have to. There's a change in practice that I'm going to do. I'm going to definitely hide those thumbnail images when they don't fit into the content or the article that I am making. All right, so yeah, there are other ways to put videos in. If you're using JD Page Builder, as Ivers pointed out, you can just you can use that tool. Now, with putting it in that way, I don't know. I would have to experiment with whether it works with these two plugins that we've looked. Breston says you can resize it with CSS on all pages with CSS. Yes, you would resize it with CSS. Yeah, you could if it has a class. If that image actually has a class that you've put in, it will resize. You could resize it to the class. Yes, exactly. Let's see. Do I have time? Oh yeah, let's have time. Let's do that. Let's try. Okay. Let's see how these work with Asteroid JD Builder. All right. So first of all, I want to go back to here, and let's go to Extensions, Manage, and Install. So to do that, I'm going to browse for a file. I'm going to go into where I keep a lot of Joomla things. Go to JoomDev. I'm going to go to Asteroid Framework and Template. So I'm going to put that in. All right. All right. I'm going to go to Extensions. Oh, down here, I'm going to Browse. And I'm going to look for JD Builder. I might not have the most recent version here. That was from, that one looks like it's from September this month. Let's put that in. Now I'm going to go Extensions and Templates. I'm going to set the I'm going to set template 1. I'll set template 1 as the default here. So that's going to change some things around, of course. Let's refresh. Wow, okay, so that went super wide using the plugin from OCH because I have no side column here. But why don't we now go into the back end of the site, go to Components, go to JD Builder, and we'll make a page. And we will go New. All right, I have to unlock this because I have to put my license in. So that's what we're going to do next. Let me just do this on another screen here. Here, and actually what I'll do is I'm just going to turn to chat on the right for a second. Chat amongst yourselves. Let's go to Joomdev. And I should be logged in there. No, I'm not. So we'll just log in. Here we go. Breadsy asks, do I have Regular Lab Sorcerer? Yes, and you can insert CSS directly in the article. Okay. Yeah, you could just put that CSS right in there. Yeah. Now, of course, having it right in the article can be a little bit confusing later on when you go to, if you're using Element Inspector to change some things, and it's like, where is this code? Where is this code? Because I think it will show right as an element. So you'd have to remember to go into Sorcerer and change that. But you could add that, yes, using Sorcerer. All right, so here, this is yeah, license keys. Okay. So I'm just setting this up here. I'm gonna copy. Oops, a daisy. Things going a little bit out of control here. I'm gonna add a new key. Control V, generate. Key successfully generated. It's refreshed. I select the key down here. I go into plugins, components. Sorry, I go to the back end to components. I have to refresh that. I just have to paste this in here so I don't give up my license for this. JD Builder. Go to and save. All right. Hold on for a second. I got to find where to put this thing. Activate JD Builder. Okay. Okay, there we go. Save and close. All right, now we can go back and look. Right computer screen capture. By the way, my shrug in this picture is because I use the term thumbnail getter. Because you only have, only have room for so many words on my thumbnails as they're designed. Okay, test. All right, so let's go to a new page here. Okay, call this JD test. We'll save it. We will add a section. Let's just go right across. And then in here, we're going to add something for video. Let's see, VID. All right, the element video. And then over here in the left side, we have the basic options. So you can just put in your link. Let's go with the link that we've been using. All right, it's YouTube, so you have Vimeo or Dailymotion, or you can upload a video. All right. Video options, controls, autoplay, mute it, loop, thumbnail, and overlay. Okay, so let's not turn that on yet. YouTube options. Oh, your start time, excellent. Thumbnail size, maximum. Yeah, modest branding. Boy, lots of things to check out in privacy mode, suggested videos, subscribe bar. Oh, look at that. Channel name. Basic Joomla. Huh. What is my channel name? Let's see here. Let's go up here. Basic Joomla. See, down the bottom, you get this really weird code. But also, you also then can also get... All right, we'll just use this code. Because sometimes, I don't know if my name is Basic Joomla or Basic Joomla Tutorials. If we go up to youtube.com/Basic Joomla. Oh yeah, that went there. Okay. Hey, look, I'm live right now. Woo! All right, let's go back here. We'll just go basic Joomla and change that to channel name. Subscriber count show. Oh, wow, they got a lot of things here. The bar text color we'll leave white. Bar typography, spacing, and sticky video. What's that? Oh, sticky width. Oh, you want it to be a certain width. Spacing from edges, background size. Well, we're playing with those plugins right now. So let's just, here we can set different widths for different devices too, but we'll not do that. All right, well, let's save this. We've set up that video. We'll save it. Live preview. And let's see how this looks here. Oh, and somehow we're previewing in mobile. Wow, look at that. Subscribe to our channel, YouTube 1K. That looks great. Oh, down here. All right, there's what it would look like wide. This subscribe to our channel thing is killer, though. Killer! Nice. Let's preview this live. Save and close. Let's go to menus, main menu, add a new menu item, JD test, and we will go to JD Builder to a single page. Select the page. Save. And let's go save and so anyway, so let's preview that. Now there it is. It loaded super wide and it is showing this. Now is this FitVid handling this? Or is it not? Let's go testing 3. Notice I don't have the subscriber count in the bottom here. Something we could look into, but yeah, that's actually very nice and wide, and of course it's responsive. Goes very nicely. Cool. Let's go back to plugins. I'll do it on this screen here. Extensions, plugins. Turn that off. Let's do JD. Oh, sorry, not JD Builder. Not search JD Builder. We want JD Builder on. Things are bumped down. We want to turn off OCH FitVids and turn on XT YouTube Optimizer. And go back to this page and refresh. Does the play button change? Oh, it does. So it handles it in there as well. Click on that, which we've talked about before. And it did go right through. Now, no, oh, I don't have my volume on my computer here. But also, all right. Yeah, that's really weird because last night it didn't automatically start. But who knows what's going on here now? We have a bunch of things happening. But yes, certainly there is a cool way in JD Builder to put your videos in. All right, let's just check this out here. I'm going to click on this element here. Whoops. And I'm going to go down to the subscribe bar. Let's change this to channel ID and actually put in this channel number here. Maybe that will work better. Okay, so okay, now, so here we're back in here. I've changed this from channel name to channel ID. I'm going to put in that super long code that I just grabbed at the end of my URL here. I'm going to save that. Save. I'm going to turn off XT YouTube Optimizer. Go back to testing 3 page. I'm going to hit enter. Oh, okay, there's the page there. Now at the bottom it says subscribe to your channel. Oh, that is showing up now. There is no link to subscribe though. Is that something? Is that a thing? Subscribe bar, channel layout. I don't know what full would be. Oh, full shows the picture and everything. Yep. Okay, so you should be able to click on that. You can here in the preview, it shows it. Let's save. Save. Is there? I don't think there's any caching on in this site, but I'm just going to go and clear that just in case. Delete. Clear the expired cache. We'll go back to here and refresh. Refresh. Oh, that's I have to click up here on JD test. Sounds French for je déteste. Okay, now this is now when you mouse over basic Joomla tutorials, the full name, it's linked, and now you can also click on the thumbnail. So that's very nice. Excellent. That would be a very nice plugin in Joomla as well, if you could just have that automatically underneath videos, or you could just put that in if it found the video and it put it underneath. That would be very cool too. I'm going to suggest that to Arud as well. Maybe he's watching. We'll see. Yeah. And we've interviewed him on Joomcast. Who's actually, oh man, his name is totally just escaping me, and I've met him and talked with him, and he's a great guy. I met him in Spain. Oh, I gotta mention his name because, and I'm sorry because I'm working on like just about 4 hours sleep today too. I was up late, so Exley, who's that? His wife does the podcast as well. We will find that here. Joomcast. Let's go on the joomdev.com site. It's not Hans. No. Keep going. Next. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Annabelle. Right. Annabelle Sanchez. I'm sorry, Annabelle. Totally zoned out on that. Talk to Annabelle about that as well, that those would be great features. Since I've been showing both of them, man, if those automatically were put underneath, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome. Wow. That is right. You know, Asteroid is so great too, eh? Just to have that underneath to get people to subscribe. Oh my goodness. That would be so great. It'd be great if this were a link. Subscribe to our channel. And if this were a link, this were a link too. If this whole thing were a link, that would be great because you could click somewhere. But still, just the same. Very cool. Yeah. So another way to do it using JD Builder. I've not used that method before. Okay, so I think as far as our topic goes, that pretty much covers everything. Oh, look at that. I had a bit of a weird trimming my beard this morning and went a little bit too high here. Oh well, it'll grow back in. Anyways, yeah, videos, they can be a pain to, because there's all these issues that you need to work around. But Ira says the red YouTube link is working. Yeah, when I click it down here, it's not working for me. Right screen. Yeah, when I click here, it's not working. Yeah, lots of options. The really nice thing about many of these options here is that the automatic nature of them, especially with the two plugins that we've looked at, because they're just handling that. You can add these to one of your sites, and that already has lots of videos, and it will deal with all of those videos right away. And that's really nice too. And that's the nice thing about Joomla and the CMS, is that when you make some changes like that, a lot of things that you add will just automatically change your whole site, and you're constantly developing it. Ivor's shared a test site. Anyway, so we'll keep. Let's wrap up the video conversation there, and we'll check out Ivor's site here, his test site. And I think that's probably going to be related to the video. But yeah, Bjorn, you're welcome. I'm glad that was useful. Right computer screen. We'll go back there. That's checked. Do it right. New. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is where Ivor has tested this. He's put in a YouTube video. And there, yeah, it's showing it up. Now this is, yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah, well, that is a curious thing. Another thing to check out in a forum about why that's not a thing. Is it a setting here? I don't think it's a setting. Subscribe bar, layout, full, default. See, it's shaded there. Let's just try the old, maybe this is, let's try incognito. Oh yeah, it's working in incognito. So this is something just because I'm logged into the site. All right. All right, yeah, that does work. Awesome. Not subscribed to our channel, but that's okay. Cool. All right, that looks really nice. All right. All righty, righty. Thanks, Ivor. All right. Well, guess what? I have a meeting across town at 1:30. It's 12 o'clock now, so it's going to give me some time for lunch and to relax a bit and then head over. This is a client that I've been meeting with. Actually, at the end of last year, someone what they were referred to me when someone was closing down their practice because they were getting a counseling degree instead. And so I've sort of had a couple of meetings with this client, and now I'm going to go over and try to see if they're ready to seal the deal on a monthly maintenance package. Just trying to help them understand what's going on in their site and their current setup, which they weren't totally familiar with. Excuse me. Anyway, so, and you know, we're getting rain, so I don't know if Mary's getting rain. Mary might be lurking. But I hope this rain is going right down the west coast to help put out the fires and give everyone some relief from that. But, all right, everyone. So thank you for tuning in today. Thanks for your support of this channel. I hope this was helpful. Hope this will be helpful for other people. And as always, I picked up some stuff too. So, hey, I'm really glad that I tuned in today. Mary says lots of rain. Yay. Okay, that's great. Yeah, we've got, yeah, we're going to have like 5 or 6 days of rain here. So we have a trampoline in the backyard. We had it here for our grandson that was here this summer. I took the tarp off of it because this is going to end up full of rain, and I have to go out and sweep get underneath and push all the water off, and so the springs don't get stretched. Yesterday I went up on the roof, checked the eaves troughs. The one downspout was clogged, so I fixed that. And also did some weatherproofing, some spraying that vinyl spray just in a few places, especially in our old sliding door needs to be done. So anyways, all right, well, that's great. All right, everybody, like I said, thanks very much. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. It was, you notice I had this up early and I practiced last night. So, oh my goodness. Who knows? I might be growing up. My mother would be so happy if it's finally happening. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your support of this channel. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.